Good morning, preschool friends. I hope today finds you happy and smiling and enjoying the beautiful sunshine outside. I wanted to share with you today a storybook called Thomas the Tank Engine, and it's got all kinds of stories about Thomas and his friends. It was written and based on the Railway series by the Reverend W. Awdry. And I wanted to read the first story because I thought it might be fun in the days to come if we read some of the other stories in the book as well and talked about all of Thomas's friends. And you can see on these pages here, it talks about all of Thomas's friends. And here's a picture of Thomas the tank and Henry the green engine, Gordon the big engine, James the red engine, Edward the blue engine, Bertie the bus, Terence the tractor, and Harold the helicopter. So today we will start with the first chapter, and we'll go ahead. Next time we'll talk about all these other friends that Thomas has. But we will start with the first story in the book, and it is called Thomas, Percy, and the Dragon. And here you can see this other picture here of Thomas. And there is Sir Topham Hatt, right there. Okay, we will start. Thomas and Percy are good friends, but sometimes Percy teases Thomas about being frightened, and he doesn't like that at all. One evening he was dozing happily, but Percy wanted to talk. "Wake up, Thomas. Are you dreaming about the time you thought I was a ghost?" "Certainly not. Anyway, I was only pretending to be scared. I knew it was you, really," Percy went on teasing him. "I hope the guard leaves the light on for you tonight." "Why?" asked Thomas. "I quite like the dark." "Oh, really?" exclaimed Percy. "I'm surprised. I'd rather thought you were afraid of the dark. I wonder why." Thomas decided to say nothing and went to sleep instead. Next day, Sir Topham Hatt came to see him. "I would like you to go to the harbor tonight. You have to collect something rather unusual." "What sort of something?" asked Thomas. "Wait and see," replied Sir Topham Hatt. Meanwhile, Percy was moving freight cars into a siding. Henry arrived with his goods train. The signalman changed the switches, and Percy waited on the siding until Henry had steamed by. Then there was trouble. "The switches are jammed," called the signalman. "I can't switch them back for Percy. The workmen will have to mend them in the morning. It's too late now." Said Percy's driver. "I'm sorry, Percy, but you'll have to stay here for the night." "Where are you going?" asked Percy. "Home for tea," replied the fireman. Percy was speechless. He watched as the other engines went home to the shed. Nighttime came, and Percy began to feel very lonely. "Oh dear," he murmured, "it's very dark. Oh, what's that?" You see, he looks very worried. It was only an owl, but Percy didn't realize this. "Oh, I wish Thomas were here too," he sighed. Thomas was waiting for his mysterious load at the harbor. Suddenly, there it was. "Cinders and ashes!" cried Thomas. "It's a dragon!" "Don't worry," laughed his driver. "This dragon is made of paper. It's for the carnival tomorrow." Workmen lifted the dragon onto Thomas's low loader and put lights all around it for protection. Then Thomas set off into the misty night. Percy was asleep in his siding and had no idea that Thomas was approaching him. Percy woke up with a start. You see, this is what the dragon looks like. It's made out of paper. "Help!" cried Percy. "I'm not going to open my eyes until my driver comes." Next morning the switches were mended and Percy puffed back into the junction. Gordon was just about to leave with the express. "You'll never guess what I saw last night." Gordon was in no mood for puzzles. "I'm a busy engine. I don't have time for your games." I've seen a huge dragon. It was covered in lights. Gordon snorted. You've been in the sun too long. Your dome is cracked. When the other engines heard the news, they laughed too. Look out, Percy, chuckled James, or the dragon may gobble you up. No one believes me, huffed Percy. Maybe I did imagine the dragon after all. But Percy soon found out that he hadn't. Help, save me, cried Percy. It's all right, whistled Thomas, and he explained about the carnival. By the way, how was your night out? Percy decided to tell Thomas the truth. Well, Percy, said Thomas, maybe we do get scared sometimes, but if we're not afraid to tell each other, then that seems we're quite brave too. You see there, Thomas had some words of advice for his friend. I know sometimes I get scared. I bet you have some times when you're scared too. But Thomas was telling his friend Percy that as long as we talk to each other and share what we're feeling, it makes you feel better. And so I hope you remember that if you're feeling scared sometimes, that you can talk to someone. You can talk to your grown-ups. You can talk to a friend. You can talk to someone in your household that you share your house with. So friends, I will see you next time, and I hope that you have a fun day. I love you. Till next time.